Okay, Kiana, here we are inside the house, and I don't know why I tried the central air conditioner was working just fine. Switched it over to the furnace. It wasn't coming on. I'm thinking this just doesn't make sense. Um, at this point, it is functioning, and I took it up to 80, and now we're up to 72, and we'll check it at the end of this video. I put it on the fan on auto, and the system is on heat. So I'm not sure what happened there. Eventually, I think it could be operator error on my part, but I know that we're going to have that furnace guy coming out and he's going to fix that switch anyhow, so we'll have him take another look at the furnace. And so anyway, here we are with this. Really hasn't been much change here, and I'm going to take you back to this office area, and really no change there. It's just a big step down that you have to negotiate. And of course, we've already been out in that covered porch area. And we're going to go into the kitchen here. I did not try to do the washing machine, or excuse me, the dishwasher. I just know nothing about them. I did get the furnace or the range oven to function properly, and it's now cooled off. And I tried each one of the burners, and the burners turned on like they should. The microwave came on like it should, so there shouldn't have been any problem there. We have hot water, really hot water, and then we have cold water also, and this sink was operating properly. Underneath where they were supposed to do this repair, I'm going to tell you straight up, this is not a workmanlike repair. What they did is they shoved drywall mud of some sort into the cavity and then called it a day. It's not the way I would do things. I think a guy could maybe do a coat on the outside and clean it up and make it look really nice, but that certainly wasn't their intent on this. Now that's the bad news. The good news is they did make an attempt, the same as it looks here, to cover up that cavity underneath, and we did not ask for that to be done, but we did ask verbally in an email, and they agreed to do that. Or they didn't agree to do that. They were silent on it, but they went ahead and did that anyway. So, I'll leave it up to you as to how you want to proceed with that. I think it could be dressed up, at least so it'd look nice under there anyway. And then, of course, if you ever had to do anything with those pipes behind there, it'd be no different than tearing apart the panel, tearing apart drywall, or tearing apart mud. It's the same thing. So let's go upstairs. And this is the rear bedroom to the east. Looks pretty much like it did before. This is the front bedroom to the east. And really no change in what we saw before. And then here's the front bedroom to the west. And this is probably the largest bedroom right here. And give you a better look there. I don't know myself. I'd probably want to put my bed on this wall so that I was not covering the window, depending on what size bed you've got. I think a king could fit in there. You would be covering the supply, but I'm not feeling anything coming out of here as yet. But that may not be the ductwork that we're supposed to use, I don't know. Yeah, this is the one that where the supply is, right there. That's coming up through the main there. I'm not sure what this is for on the outside. Usually that's where you'd find your supply, but it's not in this case, it's just on this one here. And I just want to double check over here. Again, the heat is coming out of this interior wall and nothing on the exterior walls. They may be acting as a cold air return for all I know. And let me double check on this one. This is cool, but I got a feeling your heat is, I think your heat is coming out of this one above. It's just the way that they've got this thing set up, I guess. So you do have heat coming out in this area up here. And then here's our bath. And I'm just going to show you here this. I've already flushed this once. This flushed like it was supposed to. Here's the sink that they made an attempt to get the area underneath fixed. And again, it was a very poor type of thing that they did. When you're layering mud like that, you have to come back several times and lay it on to make sure it looks good. So several applications, it can look not too awfully bad, and in fact you could paint it after that. But they just did a real poor job on that. They did not agree to do this, but downstairs under the kitchen sink they did the same kind of thing. Now these two faucets are turned off right now because up here this is the hot, and the hot would not shut off when I'd shut it off, and the cold did. So we are definitely going to want them fixing that faucet. The shower operated like it was supposed to. And I know we've got hot water, so that's a plus. And frankly, I always like to turn off the shower here and then press that button down there, and it's less wear on that unit there. It's just something I've kind of learned through the years. Let's head down to the basement. And while we're going down to the basement, I want to check the temperature again. We are now up to 73 degrees. Now I can hear the furnace running down here. And on the other one, I had told you about the central air, it was already functioning. So we're okay there. And I just want to check right here. And there's hot air coming out of there. And really no change in this area as far as that goes. Here's our electrical panel with all the screws in place. And you can see they ran Romex, that yellow Romex in. And then they've got these boards here. These are actually replacement flooring in this box for that luxury vinyl tile, which is either, it was used upstairs and it was also maybe used down here, so I'm not sure which that is. Now, it looks like there's some discoloration on this floor, and I can tell you that that is not moist because I crawled under there and felt it, and it's a stain more than anything else. But you can definitely see that there's been water in this area before. So in this sink here, here's where we had a bit of a problem. I'm going to try this again. and just see, but this did not flush well. And again, it's not working properly. Fuck, excuse my French. It's going to the basement here. Excuse my French on that. I'll have to get that cleaned up, but that's not functional. And we've got hot water here. So there's some kind of obstruction in there, no question about that. But that furnace does turn off after the tank fill, or excuse me, that stool does turn off, but so that's functioning okay. We've just got to clear the obstruction from the stool. It overflowed, and you can see that. And then here we have this. And I'm not gonna, that's hot water that was coming out of there. But we already know this is not gonna be a shower that you're gonna be using, definitely. But we've got a problem with this stool here. And so that's something we've got to write up. So let's go inside here. I would definitely recommend that we ask them to get rid of the washing machine here. Excuse me, the dryer, the old dryer. And then you can hear our furnace is running, and it is doing hot air, so we're okay there. And here's our knob. Here's the this newer yellow wire is the Romex that they installed, and you can see they went in through here, right back into here, and you can see it coming in on the panel on the other side. And then they ran Romex through here. Now the white is not, that may have already been in place, but I can tell you that this yellow Romex was, that's how they will usually have a tendency to do that, is they'll drill holes through that and run it through, so it's not on the underside like that. And that's not knob and tube, that white wiring. But the yellow is probably the Romex that they use to make these changes. So, and that doesn't look like a huge deal, but it is, because they have to get that all, they have to take all that old knob and tube off, shut the panel down, then put this stuff back out. So it becomes problematic from that standpoint. But everything seems to be working there. And this furnace seems to be functioning okay on the heat side, and we've already verified that. Here we've got this water coming in, and this water is from the toilet I just flushed. And then this moisture right here is from the shower that I just turned on. And then this other pipe here is from the vanity that I turned the water on there. So that's kind of what we've got going on there. And I'm just gonna tell these guys I'm gonna go back out and try to clean it up as best I can, but they definitely have an issue in there. And the other thing I wanted to show you, I thought they did a really nice job on this repair. This looks newer. This thing helps the city in terms of reading the meter. And then it looks like they put a new water meter in. And they've got some new guts to it too, so on this one especially. So I think that all is in pretty good shape, and they've pretty much taken care of what they needed to do there. So that works out good. So this would be the main shutoff to the system right here. So yeah, we've just got to deal with that stool there, and that's how to fix that. And then Hopefully we should be good to go. So I'm going to let you go in that regard. I'm going to put this back on, I'll double check it upstairs first, but we'll put this back on central air because it is, I don't know, it's hotter than I'd prefer it to be. I'm going to put it back down to 7. You can really tell a difference in temperature when you get up to this level. So we're still holding strong there. So I'm going to make that change. So Kiana, I will let you go, and we'll talk some more if you've had a chance to look at this video. Thanks. Bye.